Hello again, everybody, from Palm Beach Gardens High School tonight. The Jupiter Warriors on the road for the third of their 3 games in a row on the road. It started with a win at Wellington. Saw them lose last week, 49-7, to a very good Park Vista team. And tonight they're taking on a district opponent, 4-2, Palm Beach Gardens, and the Gators with a very good football team of their own. I'm Brett Weibel, joined by Bart Weibel. Bart, great night for football.
Yeah, it is a beautiful night, and Jupiter'd like to get back on the winning side of things, even up their record, and make their record 2-0 in the district.
Davis takes it at the 5, or actually that is Dokes, I think, that actually returned that ball and brings it out to the 25-yard line. That's where the Warriors will put it in play, 1st and 10. They'll use that single wing offense that sees them snap the ball directly to a running back. If there ever is a throwing play or where they go to a quarterback, Griffin Garland, number 9, is generally the man that they rely on to do that passing. But they have done it on the ground for the most part. They did try a couple of halfback options from Davis last week. They've got Piccarelli out here on the near side of the football field, 1st and 10. Football at the 26-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to the second back through, and that's number 22, and he's got running room out to the 40, and carrying the ball there, David Parrish, who played well a week ago, and Parrish with the first down carry of 14 yards, moves the ball out to the, actually they're going to mark him short at the 38 is where they're going to put it, so a 12-yard pickup, but still enough for a Jupiter 1st and 10.
Good first play from scrimmage for Jupiter, and we'll see if they can continue to advance the ball here on their first drive.
Tried to get wide that time, and they were successful. This time they're going to try up the middle, and it's Davis. He gets popped as he brings the ball up near the 45-yard line, stepping up to make the hit on him for the Gators. Theo Nelson, number 40, the man that really laid the wood to him just as he got to the, now they're going to actually give him a pretty good spot, I think, there, Bart, give him the 45-yard line. I wasn't sure he got that far, but a gain of 7 will bring up a 2nd down and 3.
A nice little gain there on the ground once again, and like you had said, Garland, if they do put the ball up, he usually throws the ball, but his intended target, usually Cody Wilson, is sidelined this week, right?
Yes, he has that meniscus tear. Here is a handoff, and carrying the ball through for the first down, Davis, as he dives into Gator territory down to about the 48-yard line. So he'll gain about 7 on the carry, 1st and 10. And with 10:54 to go, Jupiter moves the chains. You have Cody Wilson, meniscus tear, out 4 to 6 weeks, and we don't know for sure when he will be back for the football season, if at all. It's very much in question. They just really right now, Bart, are worried about getting that young man healthy for basketball season, as he is quite a basketball player for the Warriors.
Evidently, he's a 3-sport athlete, football, basketball, and baseball, so it'll be maybe trying to get him healthy for the next season. The Jupiter Warriors are supposed to be a pretty good basketball team, so that'll be interesting to watch.
It will. Here's a handoff that's going to go to Parrish on a misdirection inside. He's going to take the ball to about the 46, so a gain of just 2 on that carry will bring down a 2nd and 8, bring up a 2nd down and 8 for the Warriors, who take Dokes out of the ball game. Markeith Dokes is out. Piccarelli, the lone wideout, on the near side of the football field. They have number 34 in it, a running back right now, and that's Courtney Cooper. Long snap count. They're going to give the ball off to, I believe that was Davis. I'll have to check and see. It was. Davis got the carry and takes it down inside the 45, down to about the 43-yard line. So a gain of 3, we'll call it, and a 3rd down and 5 facing Jupiter.
Davis got in the first couple of carries here early in the game. We'll see, I'm sure, Luciano Wallace throughout this game as well.
Big 3rd down and 5 right here, almost 6 to go. They're going to try to throw. Davis on the halfback option, fires it over the middle, and Parrish was the intended receiver, and he was hit as the ball got to him, but that would not have been enough for a 1st down. That collision took place, Bart, at the 40-yard line, and he needed to get it down to the 38 So it'll bring up a 4th down and 6 from the 43.
Yeah, he ran a long way backwards and would have had to throw that ball pretty well, get some airtime under it, and get some distance, but there were no receivers open, and chose the one that he thought he may be able to get a couple yards at least, as it looks like they considered themselves in 4-down territory, so maybe just trying to pick up a few, and then the first down on this play.
Twin receivers on the bottom and single man on top. They're going to fire it over the middle. The catch is made, and a first down, and that's Markeith Dokes who made the catch and takes it down to the 28-yard line. So a pickup of 15 yards on the 4th and 6 gives Jupiter a 1st and 10 at the Gator 28-yard line, and a nice job on the slant pattern by Markeith Dokes.
Very nice play there on 4th down to pick up the first down and get quite a few more yards. Keep this first drive going and have a new set of downs.
Well, Davis threw the ball a couple of times last week, but resulted in interceptions, but this time Dokes hangs on. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 28, and they're going to give the ball to Davis, tries to swing wide to the left side. He's got a little bit of running room, but he's upended shy of the 20-yard line. Looks like he got to about the 22. He's going to pick up 5 or 6, and it'll bring up the 9th play of this drive after a gain of 6 yards on the carries. Call it 2nd down and 4.
Anytime you can pick up 6 on 1st down, you're usually pretty happy with that. So Jupiter continues to move the football and get closer to striking.
With the single wing, the ball snapped and taken by Davis, who had a little bit of a problem pulling it in. It looked like there, Barty juggled it a little bit, but did get the handle and takes the ball to the 19. A gain of 3 is going to bring up a 3rd and 1.
So giving themselves a good opportunity here on 3rd down once again. This probably 4-down territory if they don't happen to get it here on 3rd down. So 2 opportunities to get another first down.
They will send Picarelli wide to the right side on the near side of the football field on your screen. And jumping off sides is, I believe, the Gators. Look like number 92 moved before the snap count there. And that's Millord Juiced, who jumped off sides, and it moves the ball now all the way down inside to the 14-yard line, where it is an automatic first down.
It gives Jupiter the first down without even having to snap the football. So new set of downs, closer to the end zone and on the march.
Well, we talked about that last week, about how changing that cadence is a big weapon for a quarterback. And this time the ball goes to Davis, tries to get wide to the right side, nothing doing. He's shut down at the 15. He's going to lose a yard on the play, and it will bring up a 2nd down and 11 at the 15. He tried to follow Griffin Garland, who was trying to lead the way with a block, but one of the Gators shot the gap very nicely and wrapped him up for a big loss. 6:53 left to play first quarter. No score from Gardens High School here in Palm Beach. Jupiter took the opening kick, started at their own 26-yard line. They've marched it now down to the 14, although right now it's at the 15 with a 2nd down and 11 facing the Warriors. Garland is set up in the quarterback position, and they try a second handoff, and they get the ball off, and the first man through was 22, and that is David Parrish again, and Parrish takes the ball down to about the 5-yard line. A little razzle-dazzle there on the misdirection. That's one thing that the single-wing offensive set will give you, Bart, some razzle-dazzle.
Yeah, we've seen some of those plays that seem to be slow developing, but they end up for big gains, and that one a nice one there, setting up a 3rd and short.
3rd and 1, and it looks like they run the ball, and they don't get in, but they might have the first down. That's what they were interested in there, just plowing straight ahead. And I'm not sure who got the call. It looked like Davis got up off the pile. He and Garland were both there, but I think Griffin was leading the blocking. And it looks like the ball is set down at the 4-yard line. Well, actually, it's sitting at about the 2, where it'll be 1st and goal. And the 14th play of this drive going to be coming up. This has been an impressive drive. We've got a water break, Bart, and Warriors have come out and moved the ball very well here to start the ball game.
Move the ball, taking some time off the clock because we're more than halfway through the first quarter already. And they're still on the drive, get another first down, first and goal here with 3, maybe 4 chances to shove this in the end zone and try to take another 7-0 lead like they did last week, and hoping this week they can back that up with some more good football and not just amp the other team up, get them going, and then not put up much of a fight.
Well, they've talked it over. They'll bring back the offense onto the field. Bart's right. They got the 7-0 lead. They had a 7-0 lead at the end of the first quarter last week at Park Vista, but then a very strong Cobra team kicked in and won that ball game, going away 49-7. Here we go with a first and goal at the 2 for the Warriors. Man in motion. They snap the ball to Davis. He plows straight ahead. No indication yet as to whether it's a touchdown or not. Now it is. Touchdown for Davis, who has become Mr. Touchdown on the 14th play of this drive. So they go 74 yards. They do it in 14 plays. That's pretty impressive in itself. And they take the clock all the way down to 5:32 of the first quarter. Do the Warriors. And Jerez will come on to try the extra point kick. Jonathan Jerez, who's had a strong leg all year long.
Well, that's exactly what Jupiter wanted to do, come out on their first drive, eat up some clock, put points on the board, take a lead, try to give themselves a little bit of momentum here early in the game, and see if they can capitalize on that and carry it throughout.
Here's the snap. It's a good one. The kick is up. The kick looks good, and the kick is good. So with 5:32 left to play in the first quarter here at Palm Beach Gardens High School, it's Jupiter 7. Gators will receive the football for the first time here this evening on the kickoff. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter West Shopping Center on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill at 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. And tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants, located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North US Highway 1 in Jupiter. For computer training lessons and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685. Member Apple Consultants Network. And make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore at Signature Financial Solutions at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. Football is going to be teed up by Jonathan Jerez. Been confusing a lot this year, as Jerez actually is listed as number 2 and Markeith Dokes is listed as number 10, but those are opposites, so we have to remind ourselves of that. And it's going to be kicked along the ground by one of the up men, and the ball is fallen on by number 45 for Gardens, and he's unable, that's St. Hubert, and he's not allowed to pick it up and move it forward. And the ball is going to be resting, it looks like, Park, about the 29-yard line is where Gardens will start this drive.
Which ends up being a pretty good kickoff whenever you look at the way the kickoffs have gone for much of the season for Jupiter. Being able to pin a team inside the 30 is a positive start to a drive, so we'll see what the defense can do here on their first attempt at stopping this Gardens offense.
5 wideouts, and Gardens quarterback is going to take off and run the football. That's J.P. Caruso, and he's got good yardage as he's up near a first down as he takes it out to about the 38 or 39-yard line. It's going to bring up 2nd and 1 as he took it out to the 38-yard line.
Definitely spread the offense there, sent a lot of guys out wide, making it look like they were maybe going to pass on the first down, but decided to run the football.
This time from the pistol, the handoff goes to number 2, and that is Tommy Mundy, and Mundy finds running room over the right-hand side, and he has the first down for the Gators as he takes the football up to the 44-yard line, a gain of 6, and a first down for the Gators.
Please have them go. If you see Logan Burns, go to the main gate.
Caruso in the pistol. He's got a man behind him. He's got twin receivers each side of the football field. Wants to pass, fires it over the middle. He's got a man there, and a real nice grab made by Caleb Perez deep in Jupiter territory down at the 31-yard line.
So in just the first few plays from scrimmage, a couple plays on the ground, and then the big strike through the air, and Gardens is finding themselves in Jupiter territory here after a few plays, and they are trying to strike right back and even this game up as we have a Jupiter player down and injured on the field.
That's Markeith Dokes that's lying on his back to straighten his legs out. That's something that's really become a bugaboo in this stretch of games that have been away from Jupiter. I think they got through the early part of the season, Bart, pretty much unscathed in the injury department, but it's really started to pile up on him. Started at the Wellington game, had a couple of nicks last week, and now Markeith is down, but the good news is he's up under his own power and able to trot off, and boy, that's good to see by anybody. And it looks like for the second week in a row, we're seeing a quarterback that can really zing the football as Caruso rifled that one for 25 yards to Caleb Perez, the senior, who pulled it in at the Jupiter 31-yard line. So the Gators are in business with a 1st and 10, looking to try to tie this score with 4:27 left to play here in the first quarter from Gardens.
Yeah, this Gardens quarterback really looks like a pretty good athlete, big kid, so able to see over the top of that line. And back to pass here again, but flushed out of the pocket.
Oh, and a good tackle made on him by number 30 for the Warriors. He's pulled down from behind Corey Porto, who's been playing very well as of late, and he's going to drop him for a loss of about 4 yards on the play.
That was a real nice pursuit there on the defensive side of the football. Was able to run the quarterback down. He had gotten away the first time for a nice gain. This time wrapped up before he could get away.
Caruso has trip receivers to the far side of the football field. He's going to roll that way, and he gets a great block in the backfield. Now he wants to dump the ball off, and it's incomplete. He skipped it going for his intended receiver along the sideline and didn't quite get it there. I believe that was one of their co-captains, A.J. Shipman, number 12, that he was trying to get the ball to, but it'll bring up now a 3rd and 14 from the Jupiter 35-yard line.
Was throwing the football on the run there and just couldn't get enough behind it to hit the receiver, and kind of threw behind his back as he slipped and fell, and brings up a 3rd and long.
Number 8, Xavier Carter, came off the right end and was putting pressure on, but he got blocked in the backfield. He's trying to get him again. We've got a flag thrown, and the play is whistled dead, so that might have been movement by somebody prior to the snap of the football. Officials get together. They're going to discuss it here. Say one thing about this officiating crew, there's no question who's in charge. These guys really have done a nice job here in this first quarter. And it was offsides. It was offsides Jupiter. So that it'll stay a 3rd down play, but it'll move the ball to the 30-yard line, where it is now a 3rd down and 9 rather than 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, a lot more manageable here, and puts them really squarely into 4-down territory where they can pick up a few yards here on this 3rd down play and then try it again on 4th.
Caruso hands the ball off, and carrying the football is number 2, Monday, and he is grabbed by Xavier Carter and wrestled down shy of the 25 at the 26, so he gained 4, just like Bart said. They're trying to pick it up in 2 spurts, and it brings up now a 4th down and 5 for the Gators, and it looks like they're going to try a field goal, and they're going to spot this ball at about the 32. This is a 42-yard attempt, going to be taken. Actually, now they even move it back. This might be a 43-yarder. I think that's number 14, Stephen Olson, that's going to kick it. I believe that's the number. It is. So this is an attempt at a 43-yard field goal right here. They want to make sure they get the kicking tee down in the right spot. Here's a snap. It's low. He puts it up. The kick is away. The kick looks good. It's got the distance, and it is good. He sailed it through the right side upright, and the 43-yard field goal is good for Gardens with 2:29 left to play in the first quarter, and it makes the score Jupiter 7, and Palm Beach Gardens 3.
Plenty of leg on that one. Probably would have been good from 50, and it looked pretty dead center.
Yeah.
From that distance, that's quite the kick for a high school kicker. That's a guy that, from just that kick, looks like he's definitely going to be moving on and playing at the next level.
Absolutely, and he's also going to be the man that kicks the football off. Jupiter has Davis and Dokes back deep to return this. They got a pretty good return from Markeith Dokes on the opening kickoff as he took it back at about his own 4-yard line and brought it out to the 26. Now Olson has it teed up for Gardens. 7-3. Jupiter with the lead. 2:29 to play. First quarter. And here comes the kick. And it's skipped along the ground, taken by Davis out to the 15, the 20, tries to get to the left side of the football field, out to the 22, 23-yard line, falls forward, might have gotten to the 24, and he stopped there by a host of Gators, and that's where Jupiter will put it in play, 1st and 10. Pretty well played football game so far. I think we've had just the one penalty on each team, and really neither one were costly in terms of penalizing anybody for points or anything of that nature, so pretty well played game thus far.
Yeah, the way that field goal turned out, he would have had plenty of leg to kick it from 47 instead of 42, and Jupiter's got to be pleased with where they're at here. 2:20 left in the first quarter with a lead.
1st and 10 from their own 24-yard line. Single wing offense. The ball snapped to Davis right ahead. He'll try the middle of the line, and he'll gain yardage out across the 25-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark him up to about the 28, and if they do that, that's a gain of 4. That'll bring up, yeah, that's about right, 2nd and 6. And with a minute 57 left to play, a 2nd and 6 now facing the Warriors. They've got Picarelli split wide to the near side of the football field. Also have a man in the slot, and I think that's Parrish. And it's Parrish that goes into motion, and they hand the ball off up the middle, and that might have been Davis that got the carry again. Nope, it's Luciano Wallace, number 23, and he carries it up across the 30. We'll call it the 31, but we're being a little generous there. And they're going to have a 3rd down and a long 3 to go for the 1st down. Minute 20 left to play, first quarter. Big 3rd down play here for the Warriors because this is not 4-down territory, Bart.
No, they'll definitely, if they can't get it on this play, I'll have to kick this ball away and give Gardens another opportunity on the offensive side.
What will the call be? And we have some movement, and the ball is snapped, and it goes to Garland. Now we've got a late flag that comes in, and I don't believe he got enough yardage to get the play. I was expecting a flag to be thrown prior to the ball being snapped because we had movement along the line, and in high school football you can't have that, and they're gonna call encroachment against Jupiter.
That's interesting, yeah, because it looked like 2 to 3 players at least on the line of Gardens jumped off sides there, jumped off sides, but they end up calling that one on Jupiter.
Moves it back to the 25-yard line, where it's 3rd and 8 there. So that makes it all the tougher for the Warriors. Garland has a snap, wants to pass, and had the ball knocked away. It's an incomplete pass. His arm was going forward. I think they were calling that a fumble, but that he was definitely bringing the arm forward when that ball flew out of there. But they say no, they call it a fumble, and the football's marked at the 18. I think they need to see a replay of that one.
It's a big play right there because it backs Jupiter up further into their own territory, and that'll improve the field position for Palm Beach Gardens here with about 30 seconds left here in the first quarter. Gardens will take this ball back over.
Chair is going to punt somewhere around his own 5-yard line. Long snap count. Gets the snap, a good one. Gets the kick away, gets a good high driving kick away that's fielded back near the 32-yard line by Gardens, and then the running back is hauled down at the 45. So not a bad job on the punt there by the Warriors, and Gardens will have the ball 1st and 10 at their own 40. They're actually going to set it on the 44-yard line is where they're going to mark the football, and that is the end of the first period of play. So at the end of one quarter, it's Jupiter 7, Palm Beach Gardens 3, but the Gators have the ball. They'll be looking to add to their point total and see if they can capture the lead here, Bart. It's been a pretty well-played game so far, but one thing about it, Jupiter, just like they did a week ago, came out very impressive on that opening drive, 14 plays, 74 yards, but the next time they got the ball, they're not as lucky, as it basically was 3 and out with a penalty in there, which didn't help things.
Yeah, they need to get a big stop here right now to try to keep the momentum in their favor starting this second quarter. Played a good first quarter last week, you had said, able to have the lead at the end of that quarter, and then same type of deal here tonight. They come out, score the touchdown on their first drive, take a little lead, able to hold Gardens to the field goal, the long field goal at that, and then giving them the ball right back, and we'll see what the Jupiter defense can do on this side of the ball the second time around. See if they can hold them to another field goal or keep them off the board completely and maintain this lead.
This time Caruso has wideouts to each side of the football field. He's in the pistol, and he also has a man on his right shoulder, so he's actually got 2 running backs now. It's a different look offensively than anything we saw on their first drive. Garland steps up as if he's going to blitz. They hand the ball off and try to get outside, and he can't do it. It's Mundy, and he's pulled down by Garland on a good play as he takes him down for a loss of about 2 on the play.
He was able to get through, hardly touched. He was on the back side of the running back there, but able to run him down, drag him, just able to keep a hold of his jersey and pull him down for the loss.
Second down and 12, football at the 42-yard line of Gardens. Same set again, split wide receivers to each side of the football field. Caruso looks over the defense. Sees Jupiter widen the gaps, drops back, wants to pass, fires the ball over the middle. He's got his receiver and a first down as he hit number 7, Perez. That looks to be his favorite receiver, and he pulls it in at the 42-yard line of Jupiter. So that's a 16-yard gain there and a first down for Gardens.
Another nice play there for Gardens, putting the ball into Jupiter territory, and they open up this second quarter with a nice play.
Now they're going to try a running play, give the ball to Mundy, and right up the middle, he slams the ball down inside the 35-yard line, down to the 34. So that's how the passing game helped the running game, as it created some space for Mundy, who slams it straight ahead, picks up 8. It'll be a second down and 2 there, as but call it about 3, it looks like, whenever they finally set the chain over there.
Well, he hit the line there with a lot of power and really busted through and got some nice yardage. He looks like a pretty good power back against this Jupiter line.
And they're going to hand him the ball again. He tries the right side. He's got some running room as he takes it inside the 30 and tries to squeeze down to the 25, and he's still on his feet all the way down to the 20, inside the 20 to about the 18. That was an impressive run by Mundy there. He just wouldn't go down. He probably picked up 10 yards after it looked like he was going to go down, and he just refused to be tackled, and they're going to spot him at the 20, so that's a 14-yard pickup, and it's 1st and 10 for the Gators at the Jupiter 20.
Looked about like all 22 players were in that stack of moving young gentlemen. And
they're going to try him again. He's hitting the backfield, but he bounces off of it, and then he gets driven out of bounds. It was Parrish that came in and had a chance to drop him for a loss, and it looks to me like all he did, and I mean, I don't want to say that, all he did, but he did a nice job of actually getting the ball back to the original line of scrimmage, which looked like it was going to be difficult to do, where Parrish had him marked at the 1st. Football at the 20, second down and 10, Gardens. Has split wide receivers each side. Got Mundy, and they've also got number 4, Donnell Perry, in the backfield. And a low snap. They give the ball off, though, to the running back, and he carries to the 15. That's Monday. 7th play will be coming up. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 5. 10 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. in the second quarter. Jupiter leading Palm Beach Gardens here 7-3. Gardens trying to get a touchdown that would give them their first lead of the night. Caruso. They stay in that same offensive set, and he's going to roll to his left. He's trying to outrun Xavier Carter, and he does, and he's got a first down, and he gets hit as he steps inside the 10 down around the 8-yard line. First down.
Play. Very nice play there. He ran backwards, ran a long way, all the way across the field, and able to pick up some nice yardage and give the Gators another first down as they are knocking on the door now.
Their first and goal at the 8-yard line.
That person who had the white journey in the parking lot, if you continue to let it run, it will eventually run out of gas.
9 minutes, 40 seconds left to play first quarter. Caruso taking a lot of time with the play. Now he's got trip receivers on the near side, although he does have Perez in a tight end position. And the whistles blow, and we've got a flag thrown before the ball can be snapped. And they're going to call Jupiter for being in the neutral zone and offsides as the indication. So that's an easy 5 yards for the Gators that you don't want to give them here, and should take the ball down to the 3 if that is indeed the call, and it is. Wow.
Already knocking on the door, first and goal from the 8, now first and goal from the 3, and going to be tough to stop from here.
Yeah, those are the kind of mistakes you can't make. And they're going to give the ball off to Mundy. He's going to try to skirt right in, and he lowers his head, and he's in for the touchdown. And he puts Gardens on top now, 9-7, and they'll send on Stephen Olson and the kicking unit to try to make it a 10-7 ball game. So they go 56 yards. They do it in 8 plays. And they score at the 9:13 mark of quarter number 2. Here's Nelson to try the extra point. Holding is number 18, and that is Devin Studstill. Here's the snap. It's low again. The kick is up, though, and he got it nice and high. Boy, good job by Olson. I'm impressed with him. That's a couple of low snaps, but give the holder some credit, too, Bart. Studstill, he did a nice job at handling the second low ball that he's had. Now there seems to be some question as to, there is a flag on the play, and it looks like they're going to call it against Gardens, so they'll have him kick it over. I'm sure they're talking to Griffin Garland. That's about the only thing you can do there. So it's still 9-7 at the moment. Olson, though, who has plenty of leg, can kick him from about anywhere. Now the Jupiter team all going to go to the sideline. The Gardens team is going to do the same, and they do rule that the point was good. That's interesting.
I'm not sure what
So it's 9-13.
what was going on there. They haven't waved off the flag, but
You're right. But he did raise his hands. The head line
team's
judge
run
raised
off
his
the
hands.
field. I mean, I wonder. It can't hardly be a. I don't know of a play where you choose whether they re-kick it or you take it on the kickoff.
I think in high school you can do that, and I think
Okay.
that's probably what Griff said. He probably said, "Hey, this guy can kick it from 50 yards out. We'll take the yardage on the kickoff." And I think that's what they did. And in high school you are able to do that. You don't see it done a lot, but personally I like that rule because the points are good. And now he's going to back it up to the 30-yard line, so that's where Olson will kick this. So 10-7 ball game with 9:13 left to play in the first half, and Jupiter with a chance here to get this football in a little better field position, Bart. Although Olson seems to have a very good leg. Davis comes up a little bit around the 10, but Dokes is still standing back at the 2. Here they go, and they fake the rush up, and now they're going to drop back, and standard kick lineup are the Gators, and Olson will run up, put his foot into it. It's a high-spiraling kick. It's going to be handled by Davis at the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and then gets hit shy of the 40. Looks like they're going to mark him out about the 39-yard line, so a good return by Davis, and the Warriors will start this particular drive in pretty good field position, just shy of the 40-yard line, their own. First and 10, trailing now 10-7.
That's just what they needed right there after giving up the lead. Was a nice return to get them pretty decent field position here, and hopefully the offense can put together a good drive and put some more points up on the board, tie this game up, or maybe even take this lead back.
I see Carter in the backfield now for the Warriors, and I also see Davis. I don't see Garland in there right now, although the Warriors have two wide receivers on this side of the football field. Snap the ball to Davis, tries the left side of the line, falls out close to the 45-yard line. Looks like he is going to get up to the 44. That's going to give him about 5 on the carry and bring up a second down and 5. 8:46 left to play. First half, 10-7, Gardens on top. Spent the early part of this ball game, particularly the first period, trailing when they trailed 7-3, but their touchdown just moments ago has vaulted them into the 10-7 lead.
Still 8.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter, so a lot can change yet before halftime, and it'll be interesting to see what Jupiter can put together here on this offensive drive.
This time they've got 3 men in the backfield. Here comes Davis, tries the middle of the line this time, and squeezes out across the 45 up to about the 47. He'll gain about 3, where it's going to bring up a third down and a long 2 for the first down. And this is where it really gets tough against a good football team like Gardens. Bart, you've really become one-dimensional. The only thing that really they've been able to do at all, although they did complete the one pass to Dokes, which was a key play in their touchdown drive, but that's really the only pass they've even tried. Now they're faced with third and a long 2, we'll call it 3rd and 3 actually, from the 47-yard line, so they got to get the ball up to midfield to get a first down. And timeout taken by Coach Ussolini and the Warriors, as he didn't like what he saw over there.
Somebody jumped again on the line, but no flag once again. The Gardens front line, two to three guys again, once again.
Yeah, you're
lunged forward.
Yeah, if you move that head, normally that's a flag. It's automatic, but wasn't there. Make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore at Signature Financial Solutions at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants, located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North U.S. Highway 1 in Jupiter. For computer training, lessons, and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685, member Apple Consultants Network. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter West Shopping Center on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. And Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill at 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. Here we go with the third and, call it 3, at the 47. And Griff Garland will look over. And this time they've got twin receivers on the far side, so they changed the scheme altogether here. Single man on the near side. And Garland wants to pass, and Key does not have time. Short drop and in to make the tackle on him, number 45 for Gardens. And that was St. Hubert. And he dropped him at the 43-yard line, so a loss of 4 brings up 4th down and 7.
As soon as he looked up after taking his short drop there, he had two of the Gardens defenders on top of him, and they wrapped him up easily. Really just a nice job of holding on to the football there and giving the kicker a chance here to pin them back into their own territory.
Jarrah's had a booming punt the last time. He'd like to do the same again here. He's going to hit this somewhere around his own 30-yard line. Snap is good. He's got all kinds of time. Steps up, puts a foot into it, gets another high driving kick. That's going to be fielded at about the 13-yard line, and then the young man brings it out across the 20 up to about the 24, and that is where Gardens will start the drive, 1st and 10. Actually marked the ball to 23, so that's where they will start. They'll have 77 yards to go for the score, although with their weapons, very dangerous team. 6:26 left to play, first half. Jupiter done a pretty good job of staying with Gardens right now, but one thing's become evident. They're going to have to try to throw when Gardens doesn't expect it, because it's hard to sit back there with their pass rush and complete when you have to pass. Here's the snap to Mundy, and he gets hit and goes down. Number 18 wrapped him up for the Warriors, Ryan Tomasi, and Ryan shot the gap and dropped him for a loss on the play back to the, 22-yard line, so a loss of 1, and call it second down and 11. Caruso has a man behind him in a pistol. He's got wide receivers each way, fakes the ball, wants to throw, gets rushed, gets hit, tries to throw the ball while he's going down, and they rule that he, I think, was down before he got the pass off. So that they'll have to mark the ball back at about the 17-yard line. They'll have no choice.
Yeah, the whistle was blown. There's nothing you can do. The play's over at that point in time. So definitely going to have to mark him back there, whether he was down or not. And two very nice plays here by the Jupiter defense, and need a big third down play here and get this football back.
3rd and 15 at the 18-yard line. Caruso has twin receivers on the far side. He drops back. He wants to pass. He's got some time. Now he rolls. Now he throws the ball and overthrows the intended receiver along the sideline. That's one of the co-captains, number 12, Shipman, A.J. Shipman. He tried to drop it off to, but could not do it. Now we've got a flag also down there, and the Warriors probably will decline if that's a holding and make them kick the ball away, I would think.
So be interesting to see what this call is, because this could be a big one.
He may have
Either
been past
way.
the line of scrimmage when he threw the football, too, because the line of scrimmage right there was actually at the 18, and if he threw the ball at the 20, and it kind of looks like that's what they're talking about,
Yeah.
and if that's the case, I think it is the loss of down and the penalty.
Yes.
But that's what they are discussing right here. I'm really impressed with this officiating crew. That's not always easy to see. We've seen a couple of times where we thought that we saw some movement along the line, but you know, the big calls, the tough ones, Bart, they seem to be right on top of, and they do a pretty good job of discussing it and getting it worked out.
Yeah, and everybody just wants to get it right. So.
Absolutely. This is a pretty good crew. Been right on top of it here. Now he's going to he's going to point at the 21-yard line, and that is the call. He was past the line of scrimmage. Caruso was when he threw it, and it will back it up. And Jupiter ought to get the ball back here in pretty good field position. Now they set the ball down at the 16-yard line after the penalty. And Olson's going to have to kick this ball around his own goal line. Davis is a single setback to return the football for Jupiter. Standing back inside his own 40 between his 35 and 40-yard line, now at about the 36. Here's the snap. It's a good one. The kick is away. Davis is going to probably be wise to just stay away from this, and he backs away, takes a great gator bounce all the way down to the 30-yard line, still rolling down to the 28, where it is kicked there by one of the Gators, and that's where Jupiter will start this particular drive. So not quite the field position they thought they would get, and Olson, who is a weapon with field goals and extra points, is also one right there with his leg on the punt. Rob Freeman is the head coach of the Palm Beach Gardens Gators, and he's got them 4-2 in a big district game here. Both of these teams were undefeated in the district, 1-0, and it's been a well-played, interesting ball game to this point. Jupiter had that very impressive opening drive, 14 plays, 74 yards, and Bart, they really are in need of that kind of movement again. But the Gators have made some adjustments, not having to worry too much about the pass. They're really sitting on the run plays.
Yeah, well, they do have that one-dimensional offense, which makes it to where the opposition can set up more for the run because they know 90% of the time, really, they're gonna come at them with the ball on the ground, and sometimes that can close up some holes that might be there if things were if they had a little bit more options. But Jupiter hanging tight here very well, getting late here in the first half. 4:49 to play, still just down 3. And if they can put a drive together here, put some points on the board, then you got to say they're right in this ball game still.
Absolutely. Well, they've talked it over, and they'll come back out, and as we said, they'll take over here at their own 28-yard line, 1st and 10. Looked like they was kind of thinking they might get the ball around midfield, but boy, Olson boomed one from inside his own 5. Got a great roll on it. Here is the give to the second back through, and that's number 2, and that is Markeith Dokes, and a short carry for him. That results in a loss on the play of about 2 yards.
Yeah, Gardens got outside there and were able to not give him any room, forward running room, as he was trying to find a hole by moving side to side, wasn't able to, wrapped up for a loss, and not what Jupiter wanted to see on their first play from scrimmage on this drive.
Well, now they've got both Davis and Picarelli wide to the far side of the football field, which would make you think that they might try to pass this football, but Griff Garland's had little time to get the ball away tonight. And they're going to hand the ball off, and running straight up the middle is, I think, Dokes, and not much there. Or actually, that was Parrish, 22, instead of number 2. And he gained, what, a yard?
Yeah, I don't know if they're even going to spot him back to the original line. Looks like it's going to be very close to the original line of scrimmage.
We'll give him 2, call it 3rd down and 10, but they did at least try to make it appear to Gardens that they might try to pass there, but now you're looking at a big 3rd down and 10 from the 28-yard line.
Thought maybe spreading the offense a little bit would open up the hole for him. Didn't quite work out as they had planned, and now in a down where they almost need to definitely put the ball up.
Garland's going to roll to his right. He's going to try to pass. He better get rid of it. They've got hold of him, and he won't be able to get rid of the ball as he's tackled back at about the 25-yard line. So he'll lose about 3. Tried to roll out to his right, but nothing opened up downfield, and it's going to bring up a 4th down and another punting situation for Jonathan Jarrahs, who's done a pretty good job tonight. They do spot that ball back at the 24-yard line is where they actually are going to set it down. So that was a loss of 4 more, brings up 4th and 14.
Well, Palm Beach Gardens has shown they've got the power to get through the Jupiter offensive line, and then also the speed to catch up with the quarterback or even the running backs back there, and that combination makes it very difficult for an offense to move the ball.
It does. And on 1st down, they had 7 men on the line of scrimmage, so that's probably the time to pass. Here, the snap is a good one. The kick is not particularly good. It does bounce into the arms of Monday at about, or actually that was number 12, Shipman that took it at about his own 40, and he brings it up to about the 47-yard line.
They had room. He picked it up, and a decent return, but coverage was pretty good there by Jupiter as well, not allowing him to even get back across midfield and into Jupiter territory.
2 minutes, 4 seconds to play in the half. Plenty of time for the Gators to mount a drive here before the half.
Left, I believe, as well.
Yes. They'll send trip receivers to the near side, twins to the far, naked backfield for Caruso. J.P. Caruso, the quarterback, puts a man in motion. They're going to try the double handoff and coming to this side, wanting to throw out of this, and they get the ball along the sideline, but the receiver was out of bounds. Boy, they made a nice-looking play there, a lot of razzle-dazzle, but when Perez came down, he had a foot on the sideline, and it's an incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10.
A lot of running there, a little trickery, trying to catch the Jupiter defense off guard. Weren't able to complete the pass on that one, so 2nd down and 10.
I think Shipman was the man that actually threw the pass. Again, trips to the far side, a single man on the bottom. Caruso wants to pass, gets some pressure, and he's going to carry the ball and sling it. And boy, what a catch out here by number 7, and he drops the football, Perez, but I think he fell back on it. He's got it all the way down to about the 28-yard line.
Very, very close again on that one. For the quarterback of throwing that ball across the line of scrimmage, I think he was right there, right on it whenever he released the football, and it ends up being a nice play for Palm Beach Gardens.
Yep, 25-yard gain. Football to 28, 1st and 10. Caruso rolls to his right, lofts it for a receiver, Perez, but he runs out of real estate. And we've got a timeout, I think, taken on that. I don't know why. The official was waving his hands about something. Still 1:32 to play, but the incomplete pass stops the clock anyway. And I think that's all he was doing, was making sure that they stopped the clock at the right time. So now it's 2nd and 10 for the 28. Twin receivers on the near side. Trips actually, and now timeout taken by whom?
Jupiter.
Jupiter calls it. All right, they want to talk it over here. Make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore at Signature Financial Solutions at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach, and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill at 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants, located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North U.S. Highway 1 in Jupiter. For computer training, lessons, and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685, member Apple Consultants Network. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter West Shopping Center on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. Caruso's back on the field. He's got trip receivers on the near side, a single man on top. He's got Mundy behind him, and he's faced with a 2nd and 10 for the 28 of Jupiter. Snap is a good one. He rifles the ball over the middle and caught by Perez, and they'll take it in for the score. Rifled it to him on the post pattern. Threw it high. He's a big target out there, and got it over Marquise Dokes, who was defending on the play, but Dokes was giving up at least 6 inches out there, Bart, and that ball was thrown right where it had to be, right on the hands.
Yeah, drop back, had time, not a lot of pressure on that play, and able to find his man over the middle, complete the pass, touchdown Gardens, and now they widen their lead out to 16-7, possibly 17. Barring the outcome of the extra point.
Olson's been a star in this game tonight. He gets it, kicks it high into the air, and it's good once again. And it makes the score now 17-7 in favor of Palm Beach Gardens. They'll kick it off to Jupiter. The Warriors will have 1:25 to play, but their offense really is not geared, Bart, to scoring quickly. Their best football all year long, for the most part, with the exception of some plays by Cody Wilson, who's injured and not with the team currently, has been long drives, sustaining, time-consuming drives, which they've been able to do. Although Wilson does have 3 touchdown passes on this season, all more than 50 yards out. But as we said, that young man is injured, so he is not a threat or a weapon to be used in this game.
Yeah, Jupiter keeps the ball on the ground a lot, so they run a lot of clock generally, and a lot of plays toward the middle to where they're not running sideline to sideline, getting the ball out of bounds, and so not a conducive offense toward the quick strike here with just under a minute and a half to play. They're going to need to score quickly once they get this ball.
It's dribbled along the ground, takes a high bounce, and is picked up by Marquise Dokes. He's out to the 25, up to the 30-yard line, and he'll be set down there, and that's where Jupiter will put it in play. 70 yards away from pay dirt, trailing by 10 with 1:19 to play. Although they played a pretty good ball game tonight, but for the second week in a row, Park Vista last week and Gardens tonight, 2 very explosive, impressive offensive football teams.
Bigger teams very powerful teams, and Gardens so far has shown that they've got both some power and speed, and that's tough on both sides of the football, tough to defend and tough to drive the football against, especially whenever you come with a mainly ground attack, whenever that line seems to be pretty good.
Garland wants to pass, drops back, throws the pass out for Picarelli, goes up and makes the catch, but he's out of bounds. He came down with it, but he was out of bounds, incomplete. Boy, what an incredible catch. And then you have to get up and hear that it doesn't count.
It was thrown into double coverage. A good throw there as well. I mean, that's one of the things. The few times that we've seen Garland throw the ball this year, he does throw a pretty good football and
Yes, he
seems
does.
to be pretty accurate. And that time the completion made just out of bounds, and that takes it back to 2nd down and 10 here.
That would have been made for an interesting drive had it counted. He would have been down about the 30-yard line. As it is, it's on the Jupiter 30-yard line where it's going to be a 2nd down and 10.
Now keep in mind here, Gardens has 2 timeouts left, or they may have all 3 of theirs. So a play like that right there, they may call a timeout and see what they can do.
That running play, I think, went to Parrish, and he has found the going very difficult tonight as he will lose yardage back to the 27, so a loss of 3, and now it's 3rd down and 13. And a timeout is taken with 1:03 left to play. Well, Bart, that was exactly, you called it there. They've got a chance to really get together and kind of talk this one over.
Well, they get another stop here on 3rd down. You know Jupiter's not going to go for it on 4th, and if they can keep them, around the 30-yard line, even a 50-yard punt puts it down to the 20, and then say a 10, 15-yard return with little under a minute to play. They've got a shot to maybe get within field goal range. Whenever you got a great kicker, as it appears Gardens does, that shortens the field a lot whenever you're talking about getting some points, and that could play a role here as we near the end of the first half.
Well, it really shows you just how important it is to be able to keep moving the chains in the game of football and keep the clock moving, because when you can't do that, you become really one-dimensional, and a defense really digs in on you, as this Gardens defense has here. It really makes it tough. Now you're looking at 3rd and 13. They've got to get the ball up to the 40-yard line to maintain possession. Split wide receivers, single man on each side of the football field. Garland back in the gun, and they snap it instead to Davis. He tries to get wide to the right side, turns the corner, still on his feet, and taken down shy of the 40-yard line. It looks like they're going to mark him at about the 37, so he gains 10 where it brings up a 4th and 3.
And I think he went out of bounds there on that play too, and that stops the clock without Gardens having to use another timeout. And they're going to get this ball back with about 50 seconds to play, maybe a little bit less after a return, and 2 timeouts, and they've got a chance here to maybe put something together and put some more points on the board before we go to halftime.
They had some pressure on Jonathan Jerez on his last punt. He still got it away, but it wasn't the best of the night. He's had, I think, 3 times. 2 of them were boomers. Let's see what he can get away with here. Snap is low, hits the ground, he picks it up. Now he's going to have to run. He's going to turn the corner, and he's going to get a 1st down and take it out of bounds. Boy, nice job there by Jonathan Jerez. He got a bad snap. That was not a designed go-for-it 1st down. He just tried to make the best out of the worst situation that he could, and he does move the sticks, and they spotted the football. Boy, really didn't give him, he didn't make it by a lot. They're going to mark him out at the 43. He had to get to the 40, but that 6-yard pickup keeps the ball in the hands of the Warriors, who now send Markeith Dokes wide to the near side of the field. They've got Picarelli on the far side. Garland looks over the play.
Turn that into a nice play, and if nothing else, even if they don't score here, it keeps Gardens from getting the football back with a lot of time.
Gardens really dropping back in coverage, trying to stay in front. Here's Dokes, the ball thrown for him, and there was contact before the ball got there, and no flag on it. Boy.
Yeah, it looked like he tripped him up, grabbed his legs, and
that's
took
usually
him down, but I don't know if they they thought that one was maybe uncatchable, but I think maybe the contact slowed him up to where it made it look uncatchable. And no flag, though, on the play, and it'll be second down.
Football still at the Jupiter 43, still 42.7 seconds left. Garland wants Davis to get on the other side of him, on his right shoulder rather than his left. It looks like he's going to go back in the shotgun, but he does get down as if he's going to run the ball. Now they are. They snap it to Davis, tries to get to the left side here, and he's hauled down on the 40, a loss of 3, which is going to bring up a third down and 13, and they may now just choose to. Nope, there's a timeout, and it's called by Jupiter. Timeout Jupiter with 29.6 seconds left. Bart, why would you call timeout here? I would think you'd want to get off the field. And
yes, but third and more than 10, third and 12 coming up. I can't imagine that they're going to put the ball in the air even here. Garden still with 2 timeouts. Now all of a sudden, this play, they don't get a first down, and Gardens calls the timeout. I mean, they need a pretty good punt return, but you never know. A bad snap, a block, whatever it might be, some things could happen, and this could turn into a good thing for Gardens and a real big mental mistake possibly for Jupiter.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that they called a timeout there, but they did, and they're going to talk it over. Coach is out in the middle of the huddle. 29.6 seconds left in the half. Jupiter drew the first blood for the third week in a row. They scored to go up 7-0, but have seen Gardens come back with 17 unanswered to take the 17-7 lead. Picarelli is the lone wideout, and he's on the far side of the football field. Boy, this sure looks like a running pattern here. They're going to snap the ball to Davis. He's going to try to the right side of the football field. He's grabbed by the jersey, and he's slung down at the 45. So he gained 5 yards, but it's 4th and 8.
Yeah, if he hadn't been caught from behind, he may have been able to pick 5-6 more yards up on that play, but he was ran down from behind. And decision time here for Jupiter, I guess, as we'll see what they decide to do on this 4th down play.
I think the Gators took a timeout there with 15.3 seconds left, and you could pretty well predict that with 4th and 8. And the question is, what do you do if you're Jupiter here? I think you have to punt the ball. I don't think you can risk anything else, because with 15 seconds, and Olson might be able to kick a field goal from right here if they could get the ball. I mean, he'd be looking at.
I wouldn't want to turn the ball over on downs at the 40. We'll just say that.
Absolutely, because
because that's I mean, they may just try it just to see. I mean, he's got a good leg on him, and you never know. But it looks like they're lining up for a punt here, and I think that's the only decision really to make, and hope nothing goes wrong, bad snap or anything of that sort, or block, to where Gardens gets an opportunity here to put some more points up.
A.J. Shipman back to return for Gardens. Jonathan Jarrah is going to have to hit this ball outside of his own 30-yard line. And now a flag is thrown. And it's thrown way back here up the field. And we may have had too many men on the field, but the ball wasn't snapped. But I guess, I'm trying to count here. We've got a bunch of orange jerseys there. I believe we had too many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 13, okay.
Yeah, there's another one there. We got 2 of them coming off the field there.
Okay, yeah, then we'll let you play.
Yeah.
We'll let you play with
13 on 11. I like those odds.
Yep, and that does move the ball up 5 yards to the 49-yard line.
It makes it a 4th and 1, kind of.
You may, yeah.
Interesting, but I still think you got to kick this ball away, because something goes wrong here that they could.
They are showing some pressure, are the Gators. Jarrett standing back, gets the snap, a good one. He's got time, and he gets the kick away, and he drives it high. Fair catch called for by Shipman, and taking it about the 16-yard line. And that's where the Gardens Gators will have it 1st and 10. Following another good punt by Jonathan Jarrett, who really, if you were handing out if you were handing out on this season offensive awards, or considering who some of your top players are, Cody Wilson definitely is one. Griffin Garland won. Davis definitely won the running back.
Luciano Wallace.
Luciano Wallace, Jerome Davis, one of them. But Jonathan Jarrett certainly gets one too. If you're getting a game ball, those are the guys that have made the big plays for them offensively when they've been successful.
Yeah.
Caruso up under center. He'll take the knee, and that'll end the first half of play
Caruso takes the
with
knee,
the
and that'll bring us
Palm
to the
Beach
end of the first half of Home
Gardens
Garden
Gators scoring 14 points in the second quarter to take a 17-0 lead here at halftime over the Jupiter Warriors. Warriors got the ball first, and they started at their own 26-yard line, and they marched 74 yards in 14 plays. And at 5:32 of the first quarter, got a 2-yard run by Jerome Davis to take a 6-0 lead. Jerez added the extra point kick, and it was 7-0 at that point. Then the Gators came back, took over at their own 29, and they took it down to the 26-yard line, where they would try a 43-yard field goal by Olson, and he would hit it, and it would be 7-3. And then Jupiter would be 3 and out, and there would come the Gators again as Mundy would take it in on a running play from 3 yards out. And with 9:13 left to play in the second quarter, it at that point was a 10-7 ball game in favor of Palm Beach Gardens. Jupiter was 3 and out again. Then the Gators were 3 and out, and then Jupiter again could go nowhere before the Gators actually went 53 yards in just 4 plays with 1:25 left to play. They scored in the second quarter. They added the extra point kick, and that's where we stand here at halftime, 17-7, Gardens on top of Jupiter. Make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore, Signature Financial Solutions at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach, and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants, located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North U.S. Highway 1. For computer training, lessons, and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685. Member Apple Consultants Network. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter West Shopping Center on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. And Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill at 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. Again, our halftime score, 17-7 in favor of Palm Beach Gardens. 17-7 is our halftime score. Palm Beach Gardens on top of Jupiter. The Warriors will kick off to the Gators to start the second half. So right away, Palm Beach Gardens, Bart's going to have a chance to increase that lead with what has been a very efficient offense here tonight. Being able to both run and pass the ball pretty much at will.
Well, Jupiter needs to come out here and get a stop on this first possession of the second half, and then give themselves an opportunity to get right back in this ball game. I don't think they can give up a whole lot more and still consider themselves a fighter, give themselves a fighting chance in this game. So really need to come out, get a stop here at some point in this drive. Just keep them off the scoreboard, get the football back, and give themselves an opportunity to get right back in it and put some more points up on the board.
Well, that's a good point. We've talked about it, how that single wing offense is really not conducive to playing catch-up football in the first place. So that really puts the emphasis on your defense when that's a situation, because then your defense is going to have to make the stop and try to go from there. Looks like the Gators are going to drop back number 12, and that is A.J. Shipman, one of their captains. It's standing back inside his own 10. Jonathan Jarris just has the ball laying beside the tee. That's really been one of the exciting things this year is how Jupiter will kick off. We've seen just a little bit of everything. We've seen onside kick attempts. We've seen them pooch kick it. We've seen them kick it directly out of bounds. We've seen them drive it out of the end zone and everywhere in between. And very seldom, Bart, do we see Jonathan Jarris kick any two kicks consecutively the same way.
Yeah, they seem to be not have a lot of confidence in their coverage team and usually try to kick it away from people. As they do some more trickery here, and this one will go out of bounds as we've seen a number of times this season, and the flags will be thrown, and this will be penalized to start the half.
Yeah, it'll be a pooch kick that will let Gardens start this drive at their own 35-yard line. Just underway. No time has yet gone off of the clock here in the third quarter with Gardens leading by a score. The Gators up 17-7. Jupiter defense did a fairly good job the first half, but they really need to dig down now and try to stop this high-powered offensive team. Caruso's the quarterback. He's got Mundy behind him as the lone setback, twin receivers on each side of the football field. And we are ready to start the third period. Next week is a bye week for Jupiter before closing out the final two games of the season, the following two Friday nights at home. Caruso in the shotgun, has a snap, fakes the handoff, wants to carry the ball himself, trying to get to the outside, and is chopped down on a good play out there in an open field tackle by number 30. Corey Oporto has made a couple of good plays tonight, Bart.
Yeah, nice play there on the first play from scrimmage after the kick goes out of bounds. Knocks him back for a short loss and brings up second down and 12.
Loss of 2, second down and 12. Football at the Gator 33-yard line. Twin receivers on the far side on the near side of the field. He wants to throw that way, gets flushed, goes to the other side, and then has it batted down by Parrish. I was about to say it was an impressive job by Caruso, who definitely wanted to come to the short side of the field here, but his guys were covered and he was getting some pressure. He did a nice job of pivoting, getting his sights set on the right side of the football field, but Parrish stepped up and batted it down.
Able to escape the pressure there and get the ball off, but threw it right into the arms of the defender and knocked away, and now third and long.
Third down and 12, and now we've got a flag thrown before anything can be snapped, and it looks like it's going to be a 5-yard penalty against Palm Beach Gardens. So that'll back it up and make it now a third down and 17 as the ball goes back to the 28-yard line.
So the first couple plays here in the start of the second half going just the way Jupiter would like to see. Now big third down play here. Don't count Gardens out as we've seen them with some pretty long strikes through the air.
They've got to get it to the 45-yard line, their own. He's got time. He's going to layer it out here. He throws it out and overthrows his intended receiver. He was good looking for number 16, Andrew Prince, the junior, along this left sideline, but a little bit too much air under it, and the incompletion will bring up a 4th and 17, and will bring on the punting unit now for the Gators. And a young man that's been as impressive as anybody we've seen tonight, Stephen Olson. He's kicked a 43-yard field goal. He's been perfect on his extra point attempts, and he's been able to boom the ball while punting it, and he wants to do that now. Davis for Jupiter is standing back at his own 30-yard line. Long snap count. Snap is good. Jupiter tries to put on a rush. The ball's going to be going out of bounds and then skipping along the 40-yard line, but it actually hit out. And the official did see it, and he's going to come up and he's going to mark it at the 40. So that's where Jupiter will start this drive, and actually got a pretty good job there. That's just the way they drew it up, wanting their defense to come out and get in the ball game. Now, Bart, they have to do something they were unable to do pretty much that second quarter, and that's move the football.
Yeah, they definitely need to get the offense going here. The defense came out, answered the call, did exactly what they needed to do to start this second half, and now we'll see if the offense can pick up the slack and reward the defense for their good play and have a good drive of their own.
Well, there was some confusion. They're going to have a 5-yard penalty here because they had too many men on the field, and the guy that was confused was Chase Sanders, number 25. He ran all the way, came all the way to the right side, then went all the way to the left side and left the football field, but cost him 5 yards. So back it up now to the 36-yard line. We're at 2nd down and 15.
Not the way they wanted to start it, but still first down, maybe able to pick up the slack here.
Here is a running play that's going to net them a couple of yards as they get the ball, it looks like, up to about the 38, so just a couple of yards on the carry. We'll bring up a 3rd down now. Or excuse me, 2nd down and about 12. They gave him about 3 yards on the carry. So Jupiter, again, shoots themselves in the foot after getting pretty good field position here with that penalty to start this drive. And snap comes to Davis, going to try to roll to his left, tries to get outside, gets by one blocker and tackle, and then is hit and knocked out at about the line of scrimmage. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, another case of running a long way. Tried to run backwards to get his way forwards, and that makes it an even longer way to run for him there, and he doesn't get anything on that play, and it brings up 3rd and long. And if Jupiter's going to put together a drive here and do anything to open up this half offensively, they're going to need a big 3rd down play right here.
Well, and they need 12 yards, and passing plays on 3rd down have been tough to come by against the Gators. They've got trip receivers on the near side. Bowie's the far man out here. Garland's going to roll to his left. He's got a lot of real estate in front of him, but he throws the ball. Whoa. He tried to complete it to Picarelli. That would have been, even had he caught that ball, he would have been out of bounds. There was no chance of it. I think Garland, that time, Bart, probably should have tucked it under his arm and run the football. I don't know if he'd have got the first down, but he would have been up around midfield.
Yeah, it looked like he had a little bit of real estate there. Probably could have got it somewhere between the 45 and 50 and picked up at least 5 or 6 yards, but that still wouldn't have been a first down. And being on their own side of the football field early in the second half in a 10-point game, probably going to kick that ball away anyway as they set up to punt here now on 4th down and about 12 or 13.
Jonathan Jarrett will punt it. 2 safety men back for the Gators. Jarrett has been a weapon tonight. He's done a good job punting the football. This will be at least his 4th punt in this game, and he gets this one high in the air. Not particularly deep, but he got great lift on it, and it's taken back at the 18-yard line by number 5 for the Gators, Anthony Lane, with no return. Boy, that was a heck of a job there, and you'll take that all night long, that particular punt, because it was so high by Jarrett. No chance at a return, and a lot of field to cover here for the Gators. 18 yards, and I've noticed one of their players shaken up as he limps off the field, and that's Studstill, Devin Studstill, and he might have a bad cramp as he's going to sit down now, get worked on. Caruso has twin receivers at each side of the football field. The ball's on the far hash. He's in the pistol. He's got a man behind him. That's Mundy. Now here's some guy in motion, and they're going to give the ball off to Shipman, who's in motion, and then he gets whacked as he comes up, hit by number 18, and we got a flag down, and this might come back as we may have had a hold or a clip out here. Number 18 made the hit, Ryan Tomasi, who's made a couple of big plays tonight for the Jupiter defensive unit, and he did so again there. And that flag is resting at about the 22-yard line. And it is a hold against the Gators, and it will back this play up.
That is where the penalty actually occurred. It'll be, looks like about first down and 17.
Yeah, you got to back it up here because he was like a yard short of a first down. So now they're going to step it off from the 18-yard line. He's back inside the 15, back to the 12, and that's where he's going to set it down. So winds up to be a 6-yard penalty. And it's first down and 16 from there. Caruso in the gun. He's got twin receivers on this side, and then he fumbles the snap, gets hit, and goes down right on the goal line. That was Xavier Carter that got to him, but he could not tackle him in the end zone, but he got him all the way back to the goal line. That's a loss of 12, and it's going to bring up a second down and 28.
Well, so far the defense has done what they've needed to do to start the second half here on the first two drives for Gardens, as they're backed way up into their own territory, close to the goal line, and Jupiter with an opportunity here to maybe shove them into the end zone.
Caruso hands it off to Mundy, and he's got a big hole as he brings it out across the 5 up to about the 10-yard line. We're to bring up third down there.
So that gets them out of the shadow of their own end zone a little bit there, and some room to work here on this third down play, but still a long way to go if they want to get a first down.
Third down and 19. They've got to get the ball out to the 29-yard line if they want to get a first down. Now they've got the play coming in, it looks like, by number 12, and that's A.J. Shipman. He's going to go in motion. Well, not actually in motion. They want him on the far side of the football field. Here's the snap. Give the ball to Mundy. Tries the left side and gets hit and gets upended. And a pretty good hit made out there by Xavier Carter again, who upended the ball carrier, and it's going to be a punting situation, and they've got the weapon for it in Stephen Olson, and he's going to really want to boom one ears. He's going to probably hit this one back in his own end zone.
Well, Jupiter pinning them fairly deep and winning the field position battle here to start the second half, but weren't able to move the ball at all on that first drive of the half. We'll see if they have some better success after they get the ball back on this punt.
4th and 18, line of scrimmage is 11. Olson's going to hit it in his own end zone. Boy, if you ever tried to block one, this might be the place to try it. And now we've got a flag thrown, and we have a penalty that's going to be called.
Looks like on Jupiter.
On Jupiter, but I'm not sure what they did there because, yeah, they had some guys moving around, but you can move on defense. You don't have to stay set.
Must have been somebody on the line.
Must have been. Moves the ball up to the 16, where now it's 4th and 13 after the penalty. And it does give Olson a little more room. He's going to hit this now around his 5-yard line. The snap is a good one. He gets it away. They did try to get some pressure on him. Markeith Dokes will run over and watch it skip out of bounds along the far side, and it looks like it's going to go out of bounds at the Jupiter 48-yard line, so the Warriors will have great field position to start this. The only problem is they have not had much success moving that football against this Gator defense really since the first period.
Yeah, that first drive they did a good job, long sustained drive, able to stick it in the end zone, but really haven't done anything since then. maybe just a couple first downs even. So been held at bay and kept quiet since that first drive, and Gardens figured it out after giving up the initial touchdown and starting out with a deficit. We'll see if Jupiter can change that around and maybe get some points on the board here in the second drive of the half.
Bowie's a wide out on the near side, straight up the middle. Davis has a big hole as he bursts for a first down as he takes it down to the 41-yard line of the Gators.
Davis on the run.
That was a gain, I believe, of 11. Let's see where they're going to mark that ball. I think they may bring it out here and measure. Very close.
They're saying second down.
Yeah, they're looking at it. Now they're talking about it. Why not bring the chains on and make sure? Because that is very close. And I think that's what they're going to do.
Well, we are.
And they are. They're going to bring the chains on, and they're going to check that and see if it is a first down.
Well, we're waiting until after we run out the first.
Stretch it out, and it does appear that it's short by a couple of inches. So a gain of 9, where it will be second down and 1. 7 minutes, 3 seconds left to play, third quarter. Garden 17, Jupiter 7. Jupiter trying to make it a football game, Bart, and get back in it here after their defense did the job on the last possession for the Gators, trying to take advantage of some good field position here.
Yeah, they've pushed the ball into Gator territory now, have a second and very short, and going to try to get their first down of the second half and get a new set here to continue the drive.
They've got Carter in, and he gets the football, and then they run it straight ahead. No, that was Davis, but a flag is thrown before the ball can be snapped, and boy, you cannot have a penalty there, and I think that's what's going to happen. I think Jupiter was guilty of illegal procedure, and that is a killer as it backs them back out to the 46-yard line.
Second
So
and very
now
short.
it's second down and 6.
Goes to second and a short 6, but definitely a big blow there as it looked like they were poised to get the first down and have another set of downs, but now some work left to do.
And now the Gators are playing the run. And they get the ball off, and there goes Bowie with some running room down the left sideline, and he's got a first down. They ran him out of a, actually that was 22, not Bowie, that was David Parrish, who came out of motion from the right side to the left, Bart, and picked up the first down.
Has a real nice pickup there after the penalty, able to come back after the mistake, get the first down, and drive this ball down close to the red zone.
25 yards. 21-yard pickup, and a 25. The 25 is the line of scrimmage, first and 10. And hand the ball off to the second back through, and that might have been Carter. Nope, that was Davis, number 5.
Davis on the carry.
He tried it right up the middle, not a lot there. He got a couple. Takes it down to the 23, second down and 7 there.
Jupiter definitely doesn't want to escape this opportunity here in the
Well, you
third
need some
quarter.
points. I mean, you really want the touchdown, but Jarrett has a pretty good leg, but you want points. Give the ball off, and spinning in there is Parrish. He tried that play that got him the big yardage a moment ago, and they weren't fooled on this one, although he did step forward, I think, to about the 22. He gained 1, but it's now third down and 6, so you've got to think what you want to do if you don't get the first down here.
Yeah, it's going to be a big decision because a field goal does make it a one-possession game, which is a big thing here. But a touchdown, of course, would be nicer, but you do want to put some points up. You've been able to push this ball down well into Gardens territory, and you don't want to come away empty here on this drive.
And they're going to hand the ball off to Xavier Carter. Tries the middle and dance down to the 20-yard line. A gain of 3, and that's all. It's going to be fourth down and 4.
And this will be a big decision here. We know that he's got the leg, and he's been accurate whenever they've thrown him out there for the most part. But this is still a pretty long attempt here to be a 37-yarder.
But it looks like that's what they're going to do. Jarrah's number 10 is going to come out and try the field goal to make it a one-touchdown difference in this football game. Clock's at 4:37 and counting, and they still haven't stopped it, although they're sending both teams to the sideline. Now it does stop. So he lost about 4 or 5 seconds there off the clock before they got it stopped. Hopefully that won't be a factor as the game unwinds. But it should have been stopped right away because it was obvious that somebody had called timeout. Both teams were sent to the sidelines. Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill at 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants, located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North U.S. Highway 1 in Jupiter. For computer training, lessons, and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685, member Apple Consultants Network. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter West Shopping Center on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. So here we go with a 4th down and 5 from the 20-yard line. And all kinds of movement, and it looks like it was actually Jupiter that may have raised up.
Jupiter kind of changed up their plans there. They were going to go for it. And now that penalty backs it up to make it a 4th down and 10, and this much more difficult opportunity to try to pick up the first down here, and I'd say out of any sort of field goal range that they'd want to try at this point in time.
Well, it looks like they're going to go for they've got to get this ball down to the 15-yard line. If they could get it down to there, they'd have a first down. But Garland's going to try to pass. He lofts the ball for Picarelli. He's out here. He goes up, and he was grabbed, and finally a flag is thrown. I was going to say they grabbed both of his arms and spun him around, and finally he gets the flag, and that will be a automatic. I think that's a 10-yard penalty, but an automatic first down. That will set the ball down, I believe, Bart, if I'm right on this, at the 15-yard line.
Well, it's a big play in this game as it gives Jupiter a first down and keeps the drive alive in a situation where it didn't look like there was much hope on a 4th and 10. But hope renewed down inside the red zone at the 15-yard line and starting to knock on the door now, and we'll see if they can get these last 15 yards and put up a touchdown.
They actually set the ball on the 10 and are calling it 1st and goal as they've set the chains down. 3:58 left to play, 3rd quarter. Jupiter trying to make it a ball game here. We've got twin receivers out to this side. Garland's going to roll to his right. He's going to get hit. He gets away and then was pulled down at the 14. He got hit and tried to pull away, but could not get away. He's going to lose 4 yards on the play, so it's 2nd and goal.
Once he escaped that first hit, it looked like he might have some room there to the left side of the field, but the guy wasn't totally, didn't totally let go of him and was able to pull him down from behind and drop him for the loss.
I think you're right. I think he saw that open real estate in front of him and was thinking, I can put this in the end zone, but got tripped up. So now 2nd and goal, back at the 14-yard line. 3:16 to play, 3rd quarter, 17-7 the score. Gardens with the lead. Going to give the ball off to Xavier Carter, no gain. Stopped right in his tracks at the 14. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from there.
Gardens pretty much sent the house there, got right through the line, hit him as he received the ball, and he didn't go anywhere there, as Jupiter will now have to stick this ball in the end zone or make a decision again.
They send Luciano Wallace into the ball game. He's talking to Griff Garland, looking over at the coaching staff for Jupiter. Now they've got the call made. Clock down to 2:35 left to play. 3rd quarter, 17-7 Gardens. Jupiter trying to tighten it up and make it closer here. And Garland wants to pass, throws the fade ball, and it is incomplete, batted away. Boy, that looked like Picarelli got grabbed on the helmet that time and spun around, but no flag thrown on it. but his head jerked around. You could tell that somebody got a hand on his face mask, and it will bring up 4th and goal after the incomplete pass.
And it looks like Jupiter will send the field goal team, kicking team out on this 4th down, as this is very well within his range, and they're going to try to make this a one-score game, albeit a touchdown, which they haven't been able to stick the ball in the end zone since that first drive of the game.
Snap is good. 32-yard attempt is up. It looks good. And it is good. 32-yarder by Jerez. Cuts it to a 17-10 ball game. And at least they did come away with some points, and that was important there, Bart, to get back into this closely and keep it a touchdown game against Palm Beach Gardens, which they've done. Make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore, Signature Financial Solutions, at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach, and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. As we said, next weekend is the bye week for the Jupiter Warriors before closing out at home, and I believe at Seminole Ridge 2 weeks from tonight, and then they'll close out with South Fork to end this football campaign. Both of these clubs are tonight that are on this field are both 1-0 in the district.
Yeah, so the winner of this game, of course, with one more district game to play, I believe.
Onside kick, and Jerez gets it, and that will be a good one. No flag on that as he caught it himself, kicked it, and caught it himself at the 44-yard line. What a big play there, onside kick.
Well, they stayed spread right there, and so Gardens was spread out, weren't suspecting anything, and he just kicked that ball along the ground, ran up, and scooped it up himself to recover the kick that he kicked. And that's a huge play in this game as they'll start this drive in Gardens territory in a situation where a touchdown will tie this game up, a touchdown and an extra point.
Well, Jupiter's tried that a couple of times. We've seen that before, but what happened on the other ones is the ball didn't travel 10 yards. That time it did, and a sliding. Jonathan Jerez recovered it himself at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, the previous attempts, they hadn't been able to hit the ball just right to get it to go far enough, but that one worked out, and we'll see what they can put together.
There was a fumble as the ball was snapped directly to Davis, and he is dropped for a loss on the play and was lucky to cover that ball up and really lucky to just lose 1 yard on the play.
Yeah, fumbled it right after the snap there. The ball hit his hands, went straight to the ground. He was able to pick it up before Gardens could get on him, and still a loss of a couple on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd and 12 as they are still just barely into Palm Beach Gardens territory.
Minute 47 left to play, third quarter. 17-10 now. Palm Beach Gardens with the lead. Jupiter faced with a 2nd and 11 at the Gators' 48-yard line. Snap the ball to Davis, and no fooling anybody there. Team picture time as all the Gators are in on the play. They're claiming that they ripped the ball away from him, but I don't think that's going to be the call. I think they just stopped him for a loss on the play back into Jupiter territory back at the 48. So a loss of 4 will bring up 3rd and 15.
Well, this has gotten to the point in this game where if it's not a 3rd and long or a 4th down and long play, anybody that's close to the line for Gardens is just making that push, and they're getting through pretty easily. Not a lot of resistance on that Jupiter line, and they've been able to hit the backs or get to even Garland whenever he's been trying to throw the football before they can get anything done.
3rd down and 13, and he throws the ball. Piccarelli goes down. Did he make the catch? It was tipped, I think, and it was ruled incomplete. It did not get to him, so it bounced. Somebody got a hand on it and knocked it down, so to bring up now a 4th down and 13.
So a quick 3 and out after the recovery of the onside kick, and they'll punt this football here and try to pin them deep into their own territory. See if the defense can continue their good play here in the second half.
Jonathan Jerez, who's been a weapon tonight punting the football, is called on one more time to boot it. Although there's a lot of people up on the line of scrimmage here. They may try to block this. Long snap count. He gets a good snap. He's got time. He gets a good booming kick away. And they're going to back away from it and see it skip into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20. Cherries did a great job of punting that football. And actually, the flight of the ball, Bart, carried about 60 yards, but into the end zone will bring it out to the 20.
Only ended up about 5 yards deep in the end zone, so about 5-6 yards shorter. That would have been a real good kick, but still not bad. Pinning Palm Beach Gardens down on their own 20 to start this drive, and we'll see what that Jupiter defense has left.
Well, they've been pretty good tonight. They've been pretty solid. They've got 34 seconds left to work with in the third quarter to the Gators, who start over at their own 20, start this drive at their own 20, leading here 17-10, and they might have had to take a timeout. They did. One of their offensive linemen was late getting onto the field, and they had to spend a timeout. And I'm sure they didn't want to do that at this point, but nonetheless they did.
No, definitely not in a one-touchdown game. They don't want to have to use that timeout just in case. This is still a close game in the fourth quarter, and Jupiter's able to put something together and tie this game up, and Gardens be looking at a situation in the fourth where they need a scoring drive to win. That timeout could play a role.
Well, we talked about both of these ball clubs are 1-0 in district play. The Jupiter Warriors defeated Wellington, which was a district game, and Gardens is undefeated at 1-0. So this is a key game for any kind of chance to play on. And you gotta really kind of admire the effort by Jupiter tonight. This has been a tough stretch for them, these 3 games on the road, but they have played well to this point.
Yeah, Jupiter definitely an underdog in this game, just as they were last week, but putting up a good fight.
Here's a hole for Mundy as he carries the ball out, but then a flag is thrown, and that's going to not come where I think the Gators want to see it. Normally, where that's thrown, that's a hold against your offensive lineman. After Mundy had carried the ball up to the 30-yard line and had a first down. Now 2 flags are actually on the field. I didn't see but one initially, and now the call is a hold, which will go against the Gators and back this up. From the 25-yard line, should take it back to the 10, I think.
15.
They're going to talk to Griff Garland. He'll make the call, and of course he's going to back him up here because Mundy had the ball actually whereas that's probably a first down. So it'll stay first, but it'll be longer now after the penalty. Obviously, quite a bit longer. And they do spot the ball back down at the 15, so it was a 10-yard holding penalty. And it's now first and 15. So that Jupiter defense needs to dig in and keep them right here. 27.7 seconds left to play. But the Gators have some big play people. Keep an eye on Perez, number 7. He's a heck of a receiver. I think he's on the far side over there in single coverage. They are going to hand the ball off to Mundy, and he's got a big hole as he brings it out across the 21 up to about the 22. He'll pick up about 7 on first down and bring up a second down and 8. And they're going to let the clock run out. So we have played 3 quarters at Palm Beach Gardens, and our score is 17 for Gardens and 10 for Jupiter as we get set to go to the fourth quarter. Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill at 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter. Features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants, located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North U.S. Highway 1 in Jupiter. For computer training, lessons, and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685. Member Apple Consultants Network. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter West Shopping Center on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. And make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore at Signature Financial Solutions at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. Second down and 8. Football resting at the 23-yard line of Palm Beach Gardens. Single receivers to each side of the football field. Jupiter showing blitz, and they fall offside there. There was some movement, both sides pointing at each other, and who are they going to call this on? I saw they're going to call it against Jupiter. And it's going to bring up a second down and 3 after that 5-yard penalty. He'll take it out to the 23-yard line. A lot of action going on there, and the officials call it the way I saw it. It looked like the Jupiter player fell across the line of scrimmage. And so now a second down and a short 3 for a first down for the Gators. Almost a free down. Going to hand the ball off, and the ball carrier hit in the backfield and may have been stopped for no gain on that play.
Monday.
That was Monday, and he was stopped for no gain. And I'm not sure, Bart, who got to him, but it's a heck of a play by the defensive lineman for Jupiter.
Yeah, the defensive line got a pretty decent push on that one, and were able to come up and make the stop and give the defense a chance to stop them on third down and maybe get the ball back here.
Third down and 2.5 or 3. Jupiter wants to get after him. Mundy's going to run to his right, and he's got a first down and more. Boy, probably touchdown-saving tackle made by Piccarelli there up near the 44-yard line. So that quick burst gave him 16 yards and a first down and moves the chains for the Gators. A little surprised there that Jupiter didn't have more guys up on the line of scrimmage, because I felt like that was a running play all along. And they just didn't get that covered, Bart, not near well enough to stop the first down.
Yeah, he went to the right side of the field there, the near side, and was able to outrun everybody and get the first down.
Here's the give to Mundy, and he's got some room, and then a late flag is thrown, and kind of looked like we had a hold, and we did. So that will back it up. It'll still be first down, but Gators have had some problems with the penalties here in this second half. It's really hurt their effort.
Yeah, they've definitely been backed up a few times, especially on the offensive side of things. A few holding calls against them, and that's hampered their efforts toward trying to make this a more than a one-score game once again. And they do have a first down here again, but they're backed up to their own 35, and it'll be first down and about 18, 19 yards.
Yep, call it first and 18. They've got it at their own 35-yard line. Caruso has the snap and fakes the ball, then has it hit, and it's batted away. Is it a loose ball? It's picked up by Jupiter. They're going to run it in, and now they're going to rule it, I think, that it was an incomplete pass.
Yeah, they said that his arm was going forward, and they're going to keep this ball with Gardens here. It'll be second down after the incompletion.
That was Garland that picked it up and took it in for the score, but they say no, it was incomplete. Saw one like that earlier that looked like it was an incomplete pass on Garland that was ruled a fumble. Fortunately, Jupiter was able to fall on it, but the yardage situation didn't help him. Now second and 18 from the 35. Caruso getting the play sent in from the sideline. He's going to have twin receivers on the far side of the football field from the pistol. And jumping off sides is Xavier Carter again. So that'll be a penalty, and it'll move the ball up to the 40, where it'll be second down and 13.
Yellow handkerchief on the play.
Boy, we've had a lot of penalties this second half, and kind of unforced penalties.
Yeah, it was a pretty clean first half, but we've started out here in the third and now the start of the fourth quarter with a slew of penalties.
Caruso back to pass, fires it over the middle and off the fingertips of Perez, his favorite receiver, right down the middle of the field, and he had some pressure from Griffin Garland right up the middle. That's going to bring up a third down and 13. They may have to try that play again. Keep that pressure on, because Caruso's a guy, if you let him sit back there, he's got some weapons. He can sort them out. Now they're going to send Perez wide to the left side, and he's in the slot, and the three receivers on that side. And they're going to roll that way. Carter's after the quarterback, fires the ball, and there's the catch by Perez. He's got a first down as he takes it down at the 40-yard line. Garland had him, and so did Davis, but they could not stop it as Caruso rifled it in for the first down.
That's a big play right there. There's a couple penalties hurt Jupiter in the end. Enough yardage picked up there that the penalties wouldn't have mattered, but Garden's going quick back up to the line here, trying to catch Jupiter off guard.
And they hand the ball off to Mundy, and he's got a big hole. He is hit and taken out of bounds at about the 25-yard line after he gained yardage. Now we've got timeout on the field. I'm not sure whether they're going to spot the ball right on the 25. They will. Well, Jupiter had them right where they wanted them, but they play that kind of upset everything was that offside penalty when they jumped off, and then Perez was just tough to cover. It really looked like they had him well defended, but Caruso threw a terrific ball to him on a post pattern, which seems to be his favorite play. And he's a big wide receiver, Bart. He's a guy that might be playing on Saturday. Now what's going to happen? Some kind of a penalty? So the ball's going to go to the 20-yard line.
So a big 15-yarder there.
Wow.
Jupiter really shooting himself in the foot here after starting out very solid defensively in this second half. Now the start of the fourth quarter not been going so well for him.
There's Mundy, and he gets through a couple of tacklers and takes the ball down to the 10, maybe the 9-yard line.
Little shake and bake on that play. Some nice moves by the running back and a big gain for them right there, and that takes them inside the 10-yard line, which I
First
believe
and
is gonna
goal
be
at the
a
9.
first down, yeah.
First and goal at the 9. Caruso sends twin wide receivers to the far side of the football field.
Garden's right back up to the line, moving a lot quicker here on this drive.
Mundy with the football, and he cuts behind a tackler, but is pulled down about the 7, so again a couple. The second and goal now facing the Gators as looks like Jupiter tries to get some fresh bodies in on that defensive line. Defense started this drive pretty well, playing it pretty well, but a perfectly thrown pass from Caruso to Perez set the tone. Here's the give to Mundy. He tries the right side. He's down inside the 5. It'll bring up a third and goal. Looks like he's at about the 3.
So a couple of decent pushes there, got him within striking distance. Third and goal right here, and be interesting to see if Jupiter stops him right here, what they decide to do. Make this a 2-score game, or still try to shove it into the end zone and keep Jupiter pinned back even if they don't make it.
And they give the ball off to the ball carrier Mundy, and he's not going to get in. It's going to be stopped at about the 1-yard line. It's going to bring up 4th and goal at the 1. I would think, Bart, with where it's at on the 1-yard line, there'd be no question they'll go for the touchdown. If it were farther back, then maybe you would think about the field goal, but looks like here there's no hesitation. Leading by 1 score with 8:12 to go, they would love to make it a 2-touchdown difference.
And that'd be real tough with the way the Gardens defense has played for Jupiter.
Now a flag is thrown, comes from the back judge, and I believe illegal procedure might be the call against the Gators.
That's real big right
wow.
there. And now they changed their mind. They are going to kick the field goal, it looks like, or make that attempt and try to make this a 2-score game. Now that they...
Let's see, it looks like he's going to set that ball down at about this is just about an extra point. They're going to put it down on the 12, so it's a 22-yard field goal. .22-yard field goal attempt for Olson with 7:59 left to play in the ball game. Snap is down, kick is up, it looks good, and it is good. And that extends the lead to 20-10 for the Gators with 7:59 left to play. Olson has been a weapon tonight, and now Jupiter will have to try to find some offense again. They thought that their defense had given them a touchdown that would have tied this ball game, but the official ruled that the ball was a incomplete forward pass, and I think he made the right call, Bart. It looked right. In fact, I thought earlier in the ball game that Garland had a incomplete forward pass that was ruled a fumble that somebody fell on. Once that arm starts and it's back and it starts to come forward at all, if that ball's out of there, that's incomplete. But of course, we have the opportunity to look down on it, which the officials don't have.
Yeah, and that does end up, that's an amplified play because we're talking about a tie football game right now instead of a 10-point lead for Gardens. Had they ruled that a fumble and picked up by Jupiter and ran into the end zone. But now after Gardens kicking that field goal, making it a 20-10 ball game, Jupiter going to need to score and really need to score pretty quick here because they need 2 of them before to give themselves an opportunity, and of course going to have to stop the Gardens offense in between that.
Olson has it teed up. He will go ahead and kick it deep. It's going to go into the end zone, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line, and that's where Jupiter will start at 1st and 10. Pretty good strategy there with the time really on the side of the Gators. Make it work for you, that clock. They'll probably won't mind to give up anything in the middle of the field here, Bart. They'll just try to keep everything in front of them and keep that clock running with a 10-point lead here, 20-10.
Yeah, and I'd say they'll still figure that Jupiter's going to try to push the ball on the ground. If they've scouted them well, they'll know that seemingly, no matter what the situation is, they still tend to stay with that same set and try to pick up their yardage on the ground. And that one-dimensionalism makes it easy for the defense to set up.
Comes Parrish. He's going to bring it to the left side, and he's going to have 5 yards on that carry. I'll say one thing about that young man. He does run hard, and he run in traffic. He's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5. Big thing here is to stay away from any penalties, especially at this place on the field. 7:45 left, and the clock is stopped.
Illegal procedure.
Illegal procedure called.
Before anybody came up to the line.
Why was that not? Well, I mean, that surely was not called on prior to the running play.
I don't know, because it didn't look as though there was much of anybody up to the line of scrimmage there on that one. So, oh no, they're going to go ahead and back it up. So they that must have been called before that play ever happened.
Well, then it's still 1st down, and the football is at the 15, and it's 1st and 15. So a late flag, and now another flag thrown.
Flag on the play.
I believe that one's going to go
Offsides against
I hope none of you are counting this.
the Gators, I believe. Which will make it 1st and 10, and we're right back at the 20-yard line. This is where we started. After all that, here we are. Well, I tell you what, though, I was very surprised that illegal procedure call came late. They let them run the ball, let them spot it, down at everything. That's very unusual. Here's Davis with the basketball, tries the right side. Wish it was a basketball, maybe. Out across the 20 up to the 21-yard line. Gain of 1, 2nd down and 9. 7:07 left to play. All this actually he got a little better spot than we thought he did. He marked him up to the 24, so give him 4. Call it 2nd down and 6. 6:51 and counting. The clock, the enemy of Jupiter right now. It's the ally of the Gators, who lead it 20-10. Well, it's been a pretty well-played football game here tonight at Palm Beach Gardens High School. Here is Garland. He wants to pass. He gets pressured. He gets tackled. He goes down, and he lost the football, but they're going to rule him down, I believe, at the 10-yard line. They are. They're going to rule him down at the 10. So he lost 14, and it should bring up a 3rd and 20.
Comes out, but it's not a fumble. And that brings up 3rd and bunches.
Clock down to 6:10 and counting.
So, Wallace Quiet winner.
Third down and 20.
Homecoming 2000
And Jupiter, boy, what kind of call do you have here?
Got to put the ball in the air right now.
Oh, you have to. You're down 10, and time is running out on you.
Only one wide out.
One wide out. They're going to try to run the football, and they ran it straight up the middle with Wallace and fooled nobody there. And that'll bring up a fourth down play, and he is spotted where? At the 14. So he got 4, and it's 4th and 16. What an interesting call there. Well, you need 2 scores. The Gators look like they don't think they're actually going to punt this ball. They have nobody back. Jarrah's.
They're just going to come after this one, I think, and try to seal this game.
Jarrah's can boom it. He doesn't. And I wouldn't take one step here. I just pop it and go. Any kind of a. And somebody's called timeout here. Jupiter spends a timeout. Clock down to 4:53, 20-10 the score. Well, surprised on a play when it seemed like you had to try to pass the ball. The Warriors tried to run it and fooled nobody, as I think Wallace carried it up the middle for about 4. Now they're faced with a 4th and 16. They've got to get the ball out to the 30-yard line. They need 2 scores to have a chance.
But sitting in a situation right here where you really can't go for it, way too much to manage, especially with the limited offense that they seem to have been able to put up so far tonight, since that first drive especially. But under 5 to play, kind of running out of time. You don't want to give the ball back to Gardens if you're Jupiter, but you're in a situation right now where you're left pretty much with no choice. And I'd imagine they're going to kick this ball away, try to kick it as deep as possible.
Well, we
hope the defense can make a big stand again here.
A couple times we've seen them go to a direct snap on this and try to run it. They had 3 guys back there, but that's a lot of yardage to try to pick up a fake punt deep in your own territory. And now it looks like Jarrah's is going to try to kick it away. And again, nobody back to return, so the Gators are going to let him kick this and get it away or try to block it. He's standing right at his goal line. Long snap count. There's a snap. It's a good one. He's got time. He's going to just kick it away, and it's going to hit and take a Jupiter bounce, and nobody really cares about that, and roll dead back inside the 45 to the 44-yard line of Gardens, and that's where they will have it. 1st and 10, leading by 10. 4:39 left to play. And now we've got the officials talking to a host of Gator players back at the 15-yard line, and they may make them kick this over again. They have not moved the chains at this point. So I do see a flag. We've got a flag on the field. And now the officials want to concur with the side official to see if they can get this worked out. Meanwhile, Caruso's got his football team, his offensive unit, lined up at the 44. I think they just soon say, forget the penalty and let us have the ball, but I don't know what's going to happen here.
10-point lead, 4:39 to play. Good field position, sitting at about the 44-yard line. If given the option, not much need necessarily for him to make him kick this ball over unless they want to try to come after it once again, maybe get a block and pounce on the football in the end zone and pretty much put an end to it quicker.
The Jupiter coaching staff's trying to get an explanation of what the call was, and it kind of looks from here, of course, can't hear anything, but it looks like they called out a number of somebody doing something wrong that maybe wasn't on the field. He's trying to get an explanation for that, but now they're still going to talk to the Gators and try to decide what they're going to do. Illegal procedure is declined after all that. It was against Jupiter. And I'm not sure. I didn't see anybody move, Bart, but evidently the officials did. We've had a number of those tonight. Jupiter's got to clean that up for the last couple of games of the year. Had a host of those tonight. So the football is at the Gator 44-yard line, 1st and 10, with them leading 20-10 in this district matchup. And now, after all of that, we're going to have a timeout. Make sure you're on the winning team when it comes to your financial future. Contact Richard Lepore at Signature Financial Solutions at 1375 Gateway Boulevard in Boynton Beach and set your course for financial security. Phone 561-596-2743. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Cobalt Computer Consultants located in the shops of Jupiter at 201 North US Highway 1. For computer training, lessons, and repairs, phone 561-623-0533 or 561-880-5685. Member Apple Consultants Network. After tonight's game, stop by Cheeseburgers and More in the Jupiter Shopping Center West on Indian Town Road and enjoy one of their great burgers and your favorite beverage. Uncle Mick's Bar and Grill, 6671 West Indian Town Road in Jupiter, features live entertainment every Wednesday through Saturday night. Join them for all the fun at Uncle Mick's. 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line for the Gators. Caruso is going to hand the ball to Mundy, and he is met right there and tackled immediately by number 55, Nick Orion.
Jupiter's going to need a couple more of those quick here to get this ball back as soon as possible if they want to have any chance of getting back in this ball game once again.
Well, you know, at times they've played the run very well. And then on other times, it's like they're not there at all. Right now, you got to figure that Gardens just wants to run the ball. They want the clock to run. They're not trying anything fancy. Hand the ball off in a big running hole for the ball carrier. Number 4 that time who runs it, takes it up near midfield, and that was Donnell Perry. And they're going to mark him at the 49-yard line of Jupiter, so a gain of about 6. So now it's going to be a 3rd down and 5 for the Gators, who are just looking to run that clock out, and they're doing a pretty good job right here. They've got it down to 3:35. Caruso goes to the long count, and there jumping offside is one of the Jupiter linemen, and that'll give them the 1st down without having to snap it.
That's a big play in this game, as that'll run a lot more time off the clock here, as Gardens, I'm sure, will keep this ball on the ground right here and just keep trying to milk this and lock this up.
Well, you and I have talked about it all year long, that it takes a lot of discipline to stay down right there. You can't make those kind of mistakes. Here's the ball give to Donnell Perry again, and he's going to roll down to about the 41, so he gains about 3 on that. Where to bring up 2nd down and 7. Gardens.
He really hits that. He hits the line hard. I mean, he doesn't slow up at all. He gets there and just tries to power his way through, and he's done it a couple times where he's been able to keep his feet and pick up 6, 7, 8 yards after the initial contact.
This time he's spun down by Xavier Carter and a couple other tacklers for Jupiter, but not until he takes the ball down to the 39 for about 2 more. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 5, we'll call it. And the 6th play of the drive coming, but this doing just what Gardens wants it to do right here, eat clock and secure the victory. They're up 20-10. And they're probably in 4-down territory here, irregardless. And Caruso trying to draw them off sides, can't do it. Gives the ball off to Perry, tries the left side, slips through a tackle, lowers his head, drives to the 30-yard line.
Some good blocking there, and that power running once again, just hitting those guys, keeping those legs going, keeping his feet, able to pick up more than enough for the 1st down, as they'll be inside the 30-yard line, spotted at about the 29. 1st down and under 2 minutes to play now.
They used Monday early in the ball game, number 2, and he's a junior, and now they've got Perry running, who's just a sophomore. And he's a good-looking runner as well. I like his size. Donnell Perry, number 4. Minute 28 to play. The snap, and now flags thrown, and we might have had illegal procedure against the Gators. We'll wait and see.
Delay of
It is
game.
too much time. Delay of game.
Delay of game against the Gators.
Well, that proves my argument. Go to the play clock, and I don't think Caruso has that, because then he knows exactly how much time it's in front of him, and he snaps that ball before that. But don't see a lot of them in Florida. Second down and 15 now, as it's back to the 35-yard line after the penalty. And this time Garland raised up after he'd gone as a down lineman to back out as a linebacker.
And so we go right back to where we were once again. Basically ends up being kind of like offsetting penalties, only it takes longer because it's on 2 plays. And here we go, 1st and 10.
Down to a minute and 25 in the ball game. And give the ball to Perry, tries that right side and gets hit at the 25 and then falls down to about the 24, so he gains about 6. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. And just as Bart had mentioned a moment ago, he continues to run with a lot of authority there. And now the Gators are going to come over to the sideline. We might have had a timeout there. I think they feel like pretty safe to take it here, call it with football wrestling at the 24. 20-10 is the score in the football game.
Yeah, not a lot of opportunity here for Jupiter to come back in this game, especially without having the football. Gardens has the football here, 2nd down and 5, an opportunity to run at least a couple more plays, get some time off the clock. I believe Jupiter has 1 timeout left maybe. And
2 field goals, 1 by each team, is all we've had scored in the second half.
It's been a very even half.
Yeah.
A lot more penalties and very even without a lot of scoring. And it's stayed a pretty close game, although it's felt like Gardens has pretty well been in control.
2nd down and 4. And hand the ball off to Perry, and he's grabbed and slung down by Carter, who caught him from behind. He'll lose a yard on that play, I think, back to the 25, where to bring up a 3rd down and 5.
And Jupiter does call another timeout.
And that should be their last one. I don't believe they can stop the clock again in this ball game. 1:07 left to play in the game, and Gardens leading 20-10. They will go to 2-0 in the district and drop Jupiter to 1-1. As we have 3 weeks left in the season. Next week, of course, as we have told you, is an off week for Jupiter. It's their bye, and probably comes at a good time, although it's been really an interesting schedule this year with the 3 straight games on the road, all tough games at Wellington, at Park Vista, and here at Gardens, and then the bye. They probably would have rather had that bye in between those 3 games somewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, give themselves a break. That Wellington game was a hard-fought game. They came out with the win, but after taking the lead against Park Vista, couldn't score again.
Perry carries the ball down to the 15, the 14, still on his feet, and then surges down to the 10, but they're going to rule him down at the 14. So a gain of 11 on the carry. Sets up a 1st and 10 at the 14.
And that pretty well does it now.
I'll-
Gardens should be able to
Take the knee and end this game, I would think.
Kneel on the ball a couple times and run away with this victory here and go to 2-0 in the district and have themselves set up pretty nicely.
20-10 is the score. Gardens with 56.7 seconds left, and I would expect them to go into their victory formation here, and it looks like they Xavier Carter's being taken off the field. I don't know if he had an injury or he had a equipment problem. The official's going to talk to the coaching staff, and kind of looks like Xavier's been ejected perhaps out of this ball game. Don't like to see that in the final minute of play either. And a guy that I don't know, does that ejection carry over to the next game? If it does, that can hurt the Jupiter cause as well. Now we're waiting for the football to be snapped here to Caruso, and he will take the knee, and that'll probably do it if they wait long enough to set the ball down before they snap it. Maybe one more knee.
Probably one more time, and then that'll run it out.
Yeah. Football is actually spotted now at the 15-yard line. Second down 11, and Caruso goes to the knee, and that'll be the ball game as we're inside 30 seconds. So a hard-fought game here at Gardens tonight that is won by the Gators of Palm Beach Gardens High School, and they trailed 7-3 at the end of the first quarter, but 14 big points, 2 touchdowns that they scored in the second quarter had Jupiter trying to play catch-up all night, and they were never able to catch the Gators as Gardens scores 3 in the first period, 14 in the second. They were shut out in the third, and they get another field goal in the fourth period, and they hang on for the 20-10 victory here tonight over the Jupiter Warriors, dropping the Warriors to 3-5 on the season, and Gardens now goes to 5-2. Well played game, Bart, and we're off next week before getting back home at Jupiter.
Yeah, definitely wasn't a poorly played game by Jupiter. Never out of this game from the get-go. Great first drive, took the lead. Were able to hold that lead through the first quarter, and never gave Gardens a chance to run away with this game, but just couldn't come up with the offense that they needed, and dropped this one and fall to 3-5 on the season.
That's going to wrap it up from Gardens. The final score, Palm Beach Gardens 20, Jupiter 10. So long till next time.